Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to cover what is the worst food that you could eat when you are trying to clear acne. My name is Karina and I'm an esthetician for 9 years. I have been helping people like you help to clear their acne. So today I am going to cover the 4 reasons that you should avoid certain food. And I'm going to tell you why these foods are going to cause acne, why you should prevent them, and certain alternatives that you could substitute this food for. Keeping a food diary is also very important for this step. I always recommend that my clients write down what they're eating and then how their skin is reacting, especially for trigger food. So for these foods, we are going to want to avoid anything that really spikes the insulin. The reason for this is that if you have watched my previous videos, acne is caused by an overproduction of cells and an overproduction of oil. That combination is a breeding ground for acne bacteria. So we don't want to stimulate the growth or the production on any of these. We just want to maintain it at a normal rate. So a low glycemic diet is going to be ideal for an acne prone skin. This is going to be like low sugar. You're going to want to avoid high sugar food, high processed foods that have a lot of sugar, anything that is very starchy, anything that comes in a box usually has a lot of carbohydrates. You're going to want to stick to more of the vegetables, the protein, the oils. And if you are going to have starchy food, there's alternatives like, for example, to potatoes. You could have sweet potatoes. It's a lower glycemic food that's going to spike that insulin less than a starchy food. The other thing that causes this fluctuation in the insulin is going to be overeating. So if you tend to have smaller meals, the insulin is usually going to just spike up and down and stay pretty neutral. But if you have high sugar, it's actually going to spike really high and then come down. Also, when you overeat, it's going to spike higher and then it's going to come down. So the second food that I mentioned is food that causes inflammation. So what happens when it causes, or what food causes inflammation? When there's inflammation in the stomach, it could probably, a lot of the points in our bodies are reflected in our face. It's called reflexology. So this is Chinese medicine or alternative medicines usually treat you through these processes. Some of the food that is going to cause inflammation of the stomach is also going to fall into the foods that are going to cause increase in our insulin. So that's going to include the sugar, it's going to include the processed food, dairy. So dairy is meant to be ate by the calves when the cows have their babies, and we continue to eat them in the American culture, where some of the other cultures don't consume it. There has been studies that prove that they have less likelihood or they have no acne at all. Some of the dairy food is going to include cheese, milk, yogurt, and there's a lot of alternatives now available in the market. For milk, you could have almond milk. There's some nut or dairy-free cheese and yogurt. Some of them are made by soy, and soy is actually an ingredient that you are going to want to avoid as well. So another food that you avoid is going to be androgen food. Androgen food is also going to cause the spike of the insulin. It's going to produce a lot more oil too. So some of these are going to be your peanut oil, your peanut butter. So those are one of the worst foods that you're going to want to avoid with acne prone skin. Iodine is found in a lot of salty food. This is going to be anything that's salty. A lot of the processed food are also going to be salty. A lot of the seafood, the bottom, like kelp, miso, all those are going to be high in iodines. A lot of vitamins are also made from iodine, so that's an ingredient that you're going to want to look out for, and that's an ingredient that is going to come out through your skin and usually irritate red inflamed acne. So this is the main skin or acne type that's going to be most concerned with iodines. But in general, we try to avoid them during our clearing process. There are certain foods that do cause sensitivities, and this is something that you might want to get tested for, or you might just want to keep a food journal. One of the ones that is very common is citrus. So citrus would be like orange, grapefruit, lemons, limes, all those fruits a trigger or a sensitive food. In general, the Western diet is a little deficient of certain vitamins, so you might want to supplement your diet with certain vitamins. Zinc is one of the ones that has had really good results with acne clients, because there has been deficiency of zinc in the skin that has caused acne. And I'm gonna link a little PDF for you guys listing the food and what alternatives you could replace the food with. You could also check out in the link below. You'll see a study that I have found several studies, but this study kind of breaks down a lot of these points, and it also goes into the study of some of the islands in Paraguay and another set of islands where they found that they had no acne at all, and some of the food that they were eating was very basic, just fruits and vegetables and protein and natural oils. So this is very important to consider. We do live in a society where a lot of our food is processed, especially in the Western culture. So there are a lot of foods that you are going to want to double think about eating. You can keep it very basic. You don't have to completely eliminate it all, but you want to limit it as much as you can. So make sure that you stay tuned for my next video, where I'm going to be talking about pore clogging ingredients. This is something else that you are going to want to take into consideration during your clearing process. That you're going to want to avoid ingredients that are going to clog your pores, because if you are treating and getting the congestion out of your skin, you are going to want to prevent congestion or prevent causing additional congestion. If you are struggling with congestion, make sure that you check the link above where I link my video about congestion, and I also have a video on benzoyl peroxide. All these are going to be helpful for you so that you could be very successful in your clearing process. Till next time, make sure you're taking care of your skin today so that your future self could thank you.